What's going on, Campus International? This is Mr. Holt. Mr. Dutton has given me the privilege to be a part of his Zoom session. So I'm here to provide a little bit of energy, a little bit of activity for what I'm sure is turning into some stir-crazy days over this extended break. So what we're going to be working on today is a quick set. I'm going to do one of everything, 6 exercises. Should hit just about every part of the body, and we're going to get after it. So the first thing we're going to do is push-ups for our chest, possibly our shoulders, possibly our arms. We have Supermans for our back. We have body squats, of course, for the legs. Body weight lunges, of course, for the legs. And then we're gonna close it out with some core, some J-hawks, and some leg lifts. I'm also gonna tell you a little bit about a plank challenge that you can do over the next 2 weeks for those of you who are willing to take part. So, first thing we got is push-ups. Relatively general workout, most of us know how to do it. But I want you to start similar to this, hands on your knees. Put your hands straight out in front of your shoulders, and that's gonna be where your hands are at on the ground. Once you get your hands on the ground, get our feet back, make sure you don't kick anything. And we're gonna go all the way down, touch our nose, and push all the way back up. And this is really where you're living at when it comes to a push-up. Now, my advice for all of these exercises, do about 3 sets, 4 if you're really trying to get it, anywhere from 12 to 15 reps. So a rep is a repetition. Every time I do a push-up, this would count as a rep. So I would do this 12 to 15 times. If that's too much, take it down to 10 to 12. I wouldn't do anything less than 8. Now, some ways to switch this up for depending on what level that you're at. If you're looking for something a little tougher, like I said, looking to get your arms into it, you would go from a regular spaced hands to a diamond or close. Once I put that on the ground, my hands are closer together. Same thing, I do a push-up, touch my nose to the ground. This is gonna activate your triceps, the back of your arm a little bit more. Just something to switch it up. If I take my hands wider, so again, we start hands out in front of our shoulders, close, get our arms, wide, get our shoulders and our chest. Nothing changes, wide grip, touch my nose to the ground, come up. This is where we live at. If I can't quite do a push-up, I know we all have a chair, something similar to a chair. Do a push-up on a chair. So this is gonna make it easier. We change the plane of the angle in which we're working at. So if we're too, beginner to do it on the ground, set you a chair and get it nice, make sure it's steady because you don't wanna fall. And all I'm gonna do, put my hands on the chair likewise, I just do my push-ups. And this is a great way to start getting your chest strength up so that you can work to the point that you are doing push-ups on the ground, and that's gonna be a much better option. We don't really like people to do the knee push-ups because you lose the core strength. So find a chair, don't do the knee push-ups. If you want the arms engaged, close grip. You want the chest and shoulders, wide grip. A good way to do it is if you're doing 3-4 sets, each set change up your hand spacing. Go regular, close, regular, wide, switch it up, do different things. If you need a chair, don't be afraid to use it. That's what it's here for. So that's our chest. Push-ups get our chest. That's the anterior side of our body. We go to the posterior side of our body, the back. This one might be a little goofy for you guys, but if you do it right, you will feel it. They're called Supermans. Very, very basic workout. And it's important that when you get to the top, you're gonna start on your stomach, hands out in front of you, feet behind you. 1 rep. All we have to do is simply pick our hands and feet up, count to 1, 2, 3, go back down. Feet up, hands up, 1, 2, 3, go back down. And this is where you're gonna live at. And you will slowly but surely feel your back starting to get a little workout in. It's not gonna be a game changer, not gonna be a world beater, but it is something to make sure those back muscles are getting a little love in the workout. Make sure that when we're on the ground, we're not just picking our hands up. Contract the back muscles. And what I mean by that, take your shoulder blades and pinch them together and then bring it back. I'm talking about a little protraction, reaction, or retraction. Bring them shoulder blades together, spread them apart. Bring the shoulder blades together, spread them apart. And that would be your Supermans. Really don't have too many ways to switch that up. If you have weights, you can hold them in your hands while you do it. Ankle weights, you can put them on your ankles. I'm not assuming that you have a plethora of equipment though. So just to keep it simple, that's your Supermans. Again, try to get 12 to 15. If it's more of an 8 to 10, 10 to 12 range, I'll let you be the judge of that. Moving to the lower body, we got our body squats. And now we do have some variations of body squats, but we'll start with the first one, normal one. Make sure my feet are under my hips, maybe a little bit wider. Put your hands out in front, put your hands behind you. One thing you must do, make sure this core is flexed. We don't need no bellies sticking out. We don't want to be bent over. So, put my hands behind my head. My feet are set. I'm just gonna squat, come back up. Squat, come back up. Now when we're squatting, it's not just a bend over. It's much different than that. It's more of a send my hips back like I'm getting ready to sit into a chair. If I turn to the side for you, right? My hips go back, they come forward. Hips go back, they go forward. And the whole time I'm driving through, I'm squeezing with my glutes, gluteus maximus, I'm driving through my heels. So as my hips get back, I get low to the ground, I drive through the heels and the glutes, hamstrings, posterior chain of that leg. Get your hips through, stand straight up. Now everybody can do 15 of these. Right? Now it may take you some time, but move at your own pace. Try to get a good 15. If you really want to push those, go 20. On the lower body, you can do that. If regular body squats aren't going to do it for you, get your handy dandy chair. It's crazy how much it comes into use. Get your handy dandy chair though. Now we have single leg box squats, chair squats, whatever you want to call them. Now that would regularly be just sit in a chair, right? Now you usually do box squats with a whole bunch of weight. We don't have a whole bunch of weight because we're quarantined, so we got to switch it up. So instead of doing a regular chair squat, we do single leg chair squat. Now this will have a certain degree of difficulty, so you can try it, but don't get frustrated if you can't do it because it's, like I said, it's harder. This might be something that you want to work towards. So get the leg that you're going to go with first. I'm going to start with my right. My other leg, my left leg is out. And I'm going to sit down in this chair and get back up. Now what I'm not doing is resting in the chair. I'm not just chilling, right? So I just go down very slowly. Make sure this knee is not collapsed. We never want the knee to come in, right? Even on my regular body squats, my knees can't come in like this. We want them going out. And don't think about pushing your knees out. Think about not letting your knees come in. So if there's hands here, I'm forever fighting against those hands. We don't want to ever let the knees collapse. So when I'm doing my single leg, keeping that in mind, I'm going to make sure this knee does not go in. Don't fall. Touch the chair, get back up. And you can see your knee wants to come in. You kind of watch that happen. Fight it. Touch, get back up. These, about 6 to 8 on each leg, since you're kind of focusing on one leg, kind of making all the work from that one, you can drop the sets. If you really want to be a dog, want to be Superman, Superwoman, push that to 10. So that gives you anywhere from 10 down to 6 reps for that one thing. And those two are going to give you a nice little, not a super duper pump, but you do that for 4 sets, 3 or 4 sets, give you a nice little workout on your lower body. So that brings us to, all right, next thing, which would be our lunges, keeping it moving on the lower body. So far we've gone through push-ups, change our hand position to get the effects on our body for our chest. We got Supermans for the posterior part of our upper body, get our back. We've been introduced to the chair squats, the body squats for our lower body. The next thing for our lower body would be our lunges. I do have a couple different ways we can do that too. First and foremost, to just set it up as the beginner level, forward, backwards lunges. That's it. Now you're gonna go forward, backwards, counts as 1. You're gonna do that 10 times. So when we lunge forward, keeping that same knee rule in place, I don't want to let my knee collapse. The beautiful thing about lunges, I can check this every time. I can always check the rep. I can't push myself back till I know this knee is straight. Now some of you I was the same way. Your knee automatically goes in. Train that. So as I see this happen, push it back out, then push. What we also can't do is get into the habit of pushing off the knee and standing back up. That defeats the whole purpose of the workout. So we want to get out in front of us. Don't really let the knee slam, hover above the ground, push back off that front leg. So we lunge, push back. Lunge, push back. Now if you remember what I said at the beginning, forward and backwards is one, so we can't just go forward. So the goal is to go from forward, push through to backwards, notice the knee, come back. That would be one. If you need to, don't be afraid to get yourself under control, keep your balance, move a little slower. There's nothing wrong with that, but just know you can't count one rep. Remember, a rep is a repetition till you go forward and backwards. Couple ways we can switch that up. If you have a weight, this is not a weight, this is a yoga block, but just to show you what I mean. To activate the shoulders, because it's hard to get shoulders. You don't have some type of weight or band at the house. Some of you might, in that case, do the shoulder raises. You can hit me individually, I can talk about that. But if you have a weight, anything, hold it above your head while you're doing these. You can do that with the squats, or you can do that with the lunges. And that's just gonna keep some stabilization. Come up from your shoulders, make sure those muscles are active. Again, we cannot have the back arch, the belly protrusion. Keep it strong, keep it flexed. Think about it, if somebody hit you in the stomach, you would always be okay because my stomach's flexed. So once I have this here, think about belly button to spine, keep that back straight. I would just lunge. Forward and backwards. Checking that knee. If you can do it, go all the way through. Make sure you keep your balance. And again, I would do that. Forward and backwards is one. Try to get 10 each leg. If you can't do 10, go to 8. If you can't do 8, go to 6. Don't go below 6. If you want to push it past 10, do what you need to. If I want to add another degree of difficulty, throw the lateral lunge in there so you become a 3-way lunge. Again, 1 rep is forward, laterally, backwards on 1 leg. Each leg is its own rep set. So what I mean by this, if I'm going on my right leg, and I'm gonna put this down, but you can do any of these with a weight. Again, this is not a weight, this is a yoga block, but you get the point. You can always have the weight above your head. I'm just gonna do this without it because that's not really a weight, so it's kind of pointless. But if I'm adding in my lateral lunges, it becomes a 3-way lunge. It would look similar to what we just did. So after forward, instead of going backwards, I go out to the side, then I go backwards. So we're forward, out, back, forward, out, back. You see what it is. Now, this is just gonna add a different angle that we're pushing off that leg. This kind of gets more of the inside of the leg, the groin area, which can't neglect that because that is a muscle group, so we need to look at those too. And that is how you take the lunges and make them a little bit more difficult. 3-way lunges, if you're really trying to push it. Forward and backwards, if I'm trying to keep it level. And if I want to do a slight degree of difficulty change, add a weight. The weight can be anything that has weight. It does not need to be a weight. It can be, you want to hold a tool bag over your head, find a way. We're in a quarantine, so we kind of got to be creative. I've had to do that myself, where I've been locked up in the house. So that's our lower body. So again, we started with the push-up, Supermans for the upper body, anterior, which is our front side, posterior for our back. We got the body squats, through in the chairs, through in the single leg chairs. For those of us who want the different levels of difficulty, same thing with the forward and backward squats. We got the overhead with the weight, lateral lunges if we want to throw in the groin, the inside of our leg. And that brings us to the close, just about. We got core. Everybody wants a 6-pack. Nobody wants to do the core work though. Some of us don't care about a 6-pack, but if you do, even if you don't care about a 6-pack, you just want strong core. Think about your core is the tree trunk, right? So you've never seen a huge tree with all these big branches and this little itty bitty weak tree trunk. It doesn't work like that. a strong tree is strong from its base. Its base is its trunk. So if we think about our base, our trunk, as our core, as this gets stronger, we get stronger, right? As this gets stronger, our back is supported, the posture is there, you have less back problems. Everything branches off of this core set. So core is probably the most important part of working out. You can never skip core because it kind of defeats the purpose. So I'm gonna give you two very basic, simple things to do in this little workout. You can do this every day and you'll be pretty good. I've been doing bodyweight workouts since we got on quarantine, and I've been able to kind of push myself. So it is possible to do a good workout with no weight. All that talking though. So Jayhawks, you've been in PE with me the last couple years, you know what a Jayhawk is. Again, if you have anything of weight to hold over your head, you can do it. If not, you can just keep your hands up. We'll do that version first. I'm gonna lay back on the ground, hands up above my face. I'm just gonna get up, keep my hands here, go back down. Now my legs stay straight, feet stay pointed straight up. Only pulling myself up with that core. Now, this might be good for some, might not be enough for others. So if that is the case, you can do the same exact workout. Again, signifying this is some type of weight. Again, this is a yoga block, it's not. But I'll have my weight above my head, above my face to start, pick my body up, push my head underneath the weight, and go back down. This is where we live at. This will be our Jayhawks. And Jayhawks are getting the whole core, but mainly that upper region. Try to get 15 of these. If you really want to push it, go 20. If not so much, go to 10. Don't do any less than 10. So I'll give you that 10 to 15 to 20 range. Work in there somewhere. Again, we're going for 3 to 4 sets of this whole workout. So keep that in mind. Don't try to be Superman or Superwoman. Get to the second set, realize you can't finish. Defeats the whole purpose. The other thing, last thing for our core, leg lifts are exactly what they sound like. On the ground, start my legs at 6 inches. Let's go up, come back down. Let's go up, come back down. And this is it. Now for this one, I want to keep my toes pointed, not flex back. And that's all I'm lifting. Don't let the feet touch the ground until you're done. That's the goal. You might not hit the goal, but that's the goal you're working for. Don't touch the ground in between reps. So a rep would be 1, 2. Try not to let my feet rest. To go to 3, to go to 4, right? Try to keep them at 6 inches. It's gonna be difficult, but that's what we're doing it for. So that's your core. Gave you the full body workout. We hit everything aside from the the individual muscle groups like your arms, your shoulders. If you have the capability to do these things, if you have little weights, you see I got some bands on the wall back here. You have anything like that, feel free to hit me, shoot an email to me. I do have my laptop up and running. A couple people have, my direct line. Feel free to hit that. I've sent a couple body workouts to bodyweight workouts out to some kids who are looking. So I'm here over break. Let me know, and I can throw you some supplemental things, some things that really do, if you're really trying to push it. So if that's you, find a way to get a hold of me. I'll be more than happy to slide that over to you. But just to recap, a very general workout that we've done today. You had your push-ups for your chest, anterior. Remember, anterior is the front side of your body. So you got the push-ups, the different variations of our hands, the different variation of using the chair for difficulty if on the ground is too hard. So we had our push-ups for our upper body anteriorly. Supermans, very simple, no variations for our posterior, back side of our upper body. We had body squats. For our lower body, just to start it off, we had some different variations. Just a regular chair squat, which I don't recommend unless you need it. And then a single leg, which I also don't recommend unless you know you can do it. If you fall within those 2 ranges, do a regular body squat. The second lower body thing we did was lunges. We did forward and backwards. We threw the lateral in for the 3-way. Play with that. If at any point you want some weight overhead, you think you can handle it, get your shoulders engaged and your core engaged, beautiful. Make sure it's some weight that you can move with. You don't want to get to the bottom of the lunge, realize you can't get back up. You might drop it, and that's how injuries happen. Last thing you want to be in a quarantine is injured. So be careful, play with the variations, maybe try to test them out a little bit, decide what level of each workout is good for you, and go from there. After the lower body, we had the core, our Jayhawks, and our leg lift, and that should get the full front. If you want to add in, just to close out, to get the sides, your obliques, do Russian twist. My feet are off the ground. I touch the ground on each side. I only count my right side. So I will go 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure both hands touch. That's gonna get your obliques. Take that to about 20. Give you the same range, 10 to 15 to 20 as the other cores. And that'll close you out. I do want to issue a challenge. It's the plank challenge. Different plank challenges, this will be ours. A good way to get your core going, just to start with the core, is the plank. You can do a regular plank, you can do a lateral plank, a side plank I should say. But just for a regular plank, start at 30 seconds. Today, tomorrow, whenever you get a hold of this, hold a plank, go elbows, no hands, hold a plank for 30 seconds. If you want to do the side planks, you want an elbow, come up, make sure my body's straight, have your hand up, put your feet up. You do it on the other side too. But if I'm just doing a regular plank, whichever plank I choose to do, hold your plank for 30 seconds every day, right? Or the first day. From that point on, add 5 seconds each day of the week. Get into the second week of our extended break, add 10 seconds on. And if we push it, God forbid, past that second week, if we find ourselves on this extended break a little longer than we had planned to, add 5 seconds each week and see how far you can go. You'll be surprised at what you can do. My message to you for this, even though it's body weight, because the reps are high, it gets to the point where like, man, this is actually hard. Fight through that. We have nothing to do during this quarantine, so there's no reason. There's really never been a better time to find out what you can do. No one's around, find you a place that you can go and really, really grind and put some work out, see what you can do. Take 2 weeks to really get yourself in a little bit better shape, come back to school feeling better. Aside from that, stay connected. We live in an age of complete connection at all times. We can reach out to somebody. So use the FaceTimes, use the cell phones. If you got the laptops, the tablets, whatever you might have at the crib, use it, man. Stay connected to your friends. Don't just sit by yourself. Don't allow that to happen. You'll drive yourself crazy. So stay connected, stay safe, stay active. I hope to see y'all soon. I don't know what's gonna happen, so please, above all else, stay safe. I would tell you to go run, but I don't want to have you outside. So be safe, be smart. It was a pleasure. Again, if you need any other type of workouts, you got some special equipment that I didn't touch on here, reach out to me individually. Find a way. My information should be on the website. A couple kids have my direct line, so find a way to reach out to me. I'll be happy to help you up, set you up with a nice little workout. And with that, I'm signing off. Have a wonderful break, Campus International. Hope to see you soon. Bye.